Montana. We have some of the best motorcycle roads through some of the most beautiful landscapes you can find anywhere. Compared to some other regions in the U.S., the summers in western Montana are mild. But then there's winter. We do get winters here. The motorcycle riding season might only last 5 or 6 months. When old man winter comes to call, for the most part, the riding season comes to a standstill. For a couple of days in October 2023, the weather prediction was for clear skies and temps in the 70s. It was time to take advantage. I'm going to meet my good friend Rob down in Rollins and maybe Stuart, and we're going to ride to Thompson Pass today. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. What is it, the 19th of October? We're enjoying the last vestiges of the good weather. It's supposed to get cold next week, so buckle up, here comes winter. In the days to come, temperatures would plummet and the white stuff would fall. But for now, it was glorious. Over the years, I've not been a fan of fall and winter, but I'm working on changing my views. When the large pines are starting to lose their needles, turning the hills to a partial gold color. I'm not a fall guy, but I'm trying to learn to appreciate the different colors. Gassing up in Rollins, we were ready to roll. Okay, we'll see if we can keep up with Rob. He's got his S1000 Beamer, the Go Fast machine today. Shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see. We'd ride south on 93 to the Highway 28 junction, then take 382 to Perma. I've traversed 382 in the opposite direction, but never noticed the significant geological features that Rob wanted to show me. The Camas Prairie Ripples. Over years of research, an American geologist, J. Harlan Bretz, published a paper that led to the acceptance of his conclusions about the Missoula floods. His theories proposed that 15,000 years ago, there were ice flows that crept down from the north. The ice blocked the flow of the Clark Fork River, causing the glacial Lake Missoula to form, a lake of 3,000 square miles, holding 500 cubic miles of water, 2,000 feet deep. Eventual climate changes led to a sudden collapse of the ice dam. A massive flood of incomprehensible proportions sent an 80-mile-per-hour gush of water that carved its way to the Pacific Ocean, creating the scablands and geological features that we see today. In this place, the Camas Valley, the waters moved car and even house-sized boulders hundreds of miles. We stopped at the small roadside stand that describes the events of so many thousands of years ago. The rushing floodwaters left huge ripples in the landscape that are said to be the largest found anywhere in the world. Riding my 1290 down the valley, I tried to comprehend the magnitude of the events that I'd just learned about. I couldn't. I felt small. Nature is such a powerful force, and Mother Nature always wins. Approaching the south end of the valley, the road takes on a curvier nature and drops down to the Flathead River. But of course, they say the fun doesn't last forever.
Fantastic scenery along the Perma Road, but it seems we have some construction. Always something trying to ruin my fun.
Approaching the Flathead River, construction crews were busy doing repair work on the bridge and had one lane shut down completely. That was okay. There'd be more twisty roads to come. And then there's that inviting, flowing water that I'm so drawn to. Since I'm the just one more cast kind of guy, it was best to keep moving.
Wait a minute, let me get my fly rod. I do have it with me, by the way, but I'm not sure I have any flies.
The fall sun glinting off the river. Beautiful. And then it was northwest on Montana 200.
This is yet another reason why I love living in Montana. Look at that scenery.
Rolling into the tiny burg of Paradise, Montana, I thought back to April of this year when a train derailment near here spilled hundreds of bottles and cans of beer into the Clark Fork River. Just the thing a guy wants to find when fly fishing, eh? Free ice cold beer. Welcome to Paradise, Montana, home to just over 160 residents. Paradise, Montana is a tiny town next to the confluence of the Flathead and Clark Fork rivers. Its founding dates back to the early 1880s, where the Northern Pacific Railroad used the site as a division point and where they adjust watches from Mountain to Pacific time zones. Every time I roll through this area, I tell myself I need to drag my drift boat back here to float the Clark Fork. Maybe someday.
So of all the times that I've ever been up Highway 200, I've always come from 93, 28, and I've never been to Plains. Also never been to Thompson Falls, so it'll be a treat to get to see something new.
Plains. There's not much here. It's a blink twice and you've missed it small town of just over 1,000 residents. The town was originally called Horse Plains because of its association with wild horses. Native Americans would also winter their horses in the valley. When the U.S. Postal Service was established in the region, the name was shortened to Plains. The town straddles the Clark Fork River. I didn't really need fuel, but since Rob's BMW has a smaller tank, he needed a fill up. So, time for a break. The Conoco truck stop is quite large and is probably the newest, if not one of the newer buildings in town. If you're looking for non-ethanol fuel, they have it. The pump I rolled up to, however, was malfunctioning and didn't want to accept any of my cards.
One moment, please.
This piece of no amount of swearing at it seemed to help, so I wound up pushing the 1290 to a different pump. Fueled up, liquids and snacks consumed, and my gas pump frustration abated, we were back on the road heading to Thompson Falls. In a few miles, the road merges alongside the Clark Fork. I couldn't believe that this late in October, we were in spring-like temperatures and traveling alongside this beautiful river. Sitting right on the Clark Fork River, Thompson Falls has a population of about 1,400 people. The city was named after David Thompson, an explorer, cartographer, and fur trader. Born in 1770 near London, England, Mr. Thompson eventually joined the Royal Navy. There he learned mathematics, navigation, and surveying. Working with the Northwest Company, who competed with the Hudson's Bay Company at the time, he established several trading posts in Western Canada and the northwestern United States. David also established Salish House here in Thompson Falls. Because of his interest in astronomy, he was given the nickname Cuckoo Cent, translated as the man who looks at stars. Thompson surveyed much of northwestern Canada and northwestern United States, creating remarkably good quality maps for their time. His maps were used for many years as the baseline to create maps that followed. The Salish trading post was eventually abandoned and reclaimed by nature. There's a roadside monument honoring Mr. Thompson. Using a narrative written by Mr. Thompson and a great deal of forensic and archaeological work, there are claims that the original Salish House location has been determined. For more information, check out rockmenstradingpost.com. So, with me in the lead, we were heading to Thompson Pass. Riding merrily along, I was under the false impression that staying on Highway 200 would get us there. Looking in my rearview mirror, Rob was nowhere to be seen. As it turned out, I totally missed the turnoff to the pass. Time to turn around.
Well, I seem to have lost Rob.
At the correct turn, there was Rob, patiently waiting.
Because I'm going the wrong way.
Where were you going?
I don't know. Where are you going?
Thompson Pass.
Okay. I got a zipper here somewhere.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm in a shed probably at the top.
I'm good. So I missed the turn to Thompson Pass. Oh well. Got straightened out.
The Thompson Pass Road is a great motorcycle route, so up to the summit we rode. Reaching the crest of the pass, it was time for a break. We encountered only a few people at the top. One gentleman was prepping his Husqvarna for a ride in the trails. A lone biker on a big cruiser was finishing off a beer, and we watched two young women don backpacks for a hike on the Blossom Lake Trail. We enjoyed the mountain air and had a snack. We chatted with a few of the folks and heard a truck rumbling up from the Idaho side of the pass. He was hauling a huge log stacker, one that could pick up an entire load of logs off of a truck. It was a good thing we waited. I think he must have taken up 2/3 of the roadway. Since this was my first time to the pass, we decided at least to head down the mountain to the next town, Murray, Idaho. Murray was one of many Idaho mine locations, with its history of primarily silver mining lasting from the 1880s to the 1950s. Mine tailings can be seen alongside the river. There are but two main businesses in Murray, the Spragpole Restaurant and Museum and the Bedroom Gold Mine Bar, housed in an original 1884 building. I wanted to make sure that I'd done a full ride-by of Murray, so I continued on for a bit. But by now a late afternoon was upon us, so there really wasn't time to explore more. As is typical for me, I'd forgotten to put in the earplugs, so a quick stop was in order. Forgetful in my old age? Nah.
What'd you lose?
I forget to put my earplugs in.
Oh. You been riding all morning without it?
Well, I had them in for a while, and then we stopped and I took them out. And as I'm apt to do, I forgot. So I got to do this when we have more time.
Do what, this ride? Yeah. Next spring. We'll go to Wallace for lunch.
We might be in Idaho now. What's the time?
Indeed, we were in Idaho, and soon the light would begin to fade. Maybe next time we'll have a better look at this historic relic.
Hey, what's the next stop?
Well, you wanted to go back to the Black Bear or whatever.
Well, if we feel, does that, maybe, or we don't have to stop.
What do you want to do?
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, we can stop in town there.
All right.
Minor debate put to rest, it was time to reverse the route back to Thompson Falls. I think a longer, full loop ride next year is in order. So many great roads in Montana and Idaho. Newly remodeled and under new ownership, the Black Bear is a great little coffee shop featuring espresso drinks and delicious baked goods. Holy smoke, 72 degrees?
Say again?
72 degrees?
Yeah.
I'm
78 for a while.
Rob and I sat in the front parlor easy chairs, relaxing, enjoying tea and espresso, chatting and watching the world go by. Good stuff. If we were going to get back home before dark, it was time to get back on the road. We'd pass back through Plains where we'd gas up one more time. Then it was time to say our goodbyes and ponder what spring 2024 might bring. On the return route, we'd turn eastward on Highway 28, back to 93, and then north along Flathead Lake. On the run home, I had time to contemplate how lucky I am. Happy that the workaday corporate world and anxiety-inducing commuting is behind me. Happy that my motorcycle tire business has brought the satisfaction corporate life never could. Happy to have met and gotten to hang out with some great folks who share common interests. Happy that I'm able to own and ride a fantastic motorcycle like this KTM 1290. Happy that Mother Nature granted us this wonderful weather. Thankful for my wife and that she indulges me in my pursuit of this recreation. And while my prime years might be behind me, I'm thankful for my health that still enables me to enjoy all this. Over the last 20 years, life seems to have sped up, going by faster and faster each year. There are so many interesting roads in so little time. Be thankful, my friends. We never know when that last ride might be. With the setting sun casting prime light on the Swan Range, I rolled back to the home 20 at about 6:30. What a day. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. If you liked this video, please consider giving us a thumbs up and perhaps subscribing to the channel. Until next time.